it a genuine reason for husband and wife to be in a marriage because of a child?
Before someone gets to the point, thinking, having that thought, even the thought will linger in your heart for a long time.
Well, there are partners, there are husband and wife who prefer being in long distance places to each other.
Relationship and marriage is more far beyond love. Love exists, but there's a place for love.
But in a situation of excusing a man, does it mean that is the way out? Are there no other things to be considered?
So for society's sake, for the sake of my children, let me just leave you to what you want to do.
From statistic, all over 10, if she's going to need a man, either because of the present situation and later on she thought of it that, okay, I need a man.
The major thing a woman does not like is man doing is having an affair outside another woman.
If I want to do something now, I might have thought over it. Do I really need this thing for like 5 to 6 times?
Every woman wants a responsible man.
Oh, since the beginning of my marriage, it is only my wife.
I will answer your question and I will use myself as an example.
What I just want us to discuss today is just that at the point of breaking up, what do you consider to do? Because in a contract, there is something called short-term contract and a long-term contract. In any relationship, you have to look into it. Is it a relationship that has meaning, purpose, and a great agenda for you? Because you don't just go into things because of the fact that every other person are going into it. We are not sheep. Only sheep follows the step of each other, and even if they are jumping into the lagoon or pit, they just keep jumping there. But what do you consider in some situations like this? Because in marriage, in relationship, you will get to a point whereby you will almost lose everything. You will get to a point whereby you don't want to move forward anymore. You just get tired.
Yeah, you know what? Love exists, but there's a place for love. The relationship and marriage itself. We know that it is love that we use to run marriage, that we use to run relationship. We need to both love ourselves. And when we love each other, life begins to go on, begin to study each other, begin to understand each other. But relationship and marriage is more far beyond love. What am I saying? At the point of breaking up, what will you consider? Before we even get to the point of breaking up, what has happened before we get there? Something has happened,
of course,
before we get to the point of breaking up. Someone that has been enduring in the marriage or in the relationship for a long time. Nobody planned for his or her marriage to break up or a break-up relationship. Nobody planned for that. When I'm meeting you, even as you are my friend, as you are both friends, we don't plan that in the next 5 years we're going to maybe one way or the other, we're going to have one argument that we're not going to get over it or resolve. Nothing of such, no plan of such. In the next 5-10 years, even the years to come, no plan of such. Likewise, in marriages also, the man does not plan that maybe in the next 10 years I'm going to get arguments with you, or I'm not going to understand you any longer. Neither the lady or the wife doesn't have that plan also towards the husband. But one way or the other, at the long run, as things begin to go home. As things begin to go home, certain things begin to set in, either from the husband or from the wife. There are some characters that the husband begin to show up in the course of the marriage that the wife does not know about at the point of courtship, at the point of friendship. And these are things they will have discussed about. For instance, now, the major thing a woman did not like is man doing is having an affair outside with another woman. No matter how the woman loves you, no woman wants to share his man with another woman. We have some women that they will understand. They call them understanding women. They understand. They will say, I release you. Just don't bring the sheets to me at home. There are some women like that. But there are some women, they cannot even free their man for a second. So, and if you fall into this category of if you are a man and you fall into this category of this kind of woman to be your wife, then you have to adjust yourself, behave. Let all things be old things, and let new things be new things. Because what is love all about? You want to suit her, you want to make her happy, you want to please her. Yeah, we believe that yes, no one is perfect, and nobody can even please God. So let's talk. You want to please a man like you, but to an extent, try to please her. Because at the same time she's trying to please you, you to also try to please her. What am I saying? What am I driving at? So there are some things that have happened in the course of that relationship and that marriage, before we get to the point of considering breaking up. When a woman gets to the point of breaking up, know that she has taken it to the brain.
But does it mean we won't get tired of each other during marriage?
We will not get tired of each other.
Oh.
No. It only happens. It's not when you say get tired of someone, that means something you get tired of, you don't need it any longer. I'm tired of this thing. That means I want to get another one. This microphone, I'm tired of it. That means I don't want to use it any longer.
But
So
did you know that there are partners, there are husband and wife who prefer being in a long distance places to each other? Imagine someone working in maybe like 2 hours away from each other. They don't see every day. They just prefer that. They seems to see it as if these reduce tensions and so on.
Yeah, they see that as a mechanism that can work for them, and at the same time there's a loophole in every mechanism. So if that is working for them as a mechanism, as a means for them not to see finish of each other, for them not to to reduce the kind of arguments, the kind of misunderstanding that will come up in any form of discussion raised, they could use that to reduce any form of argument or misunderstanding that want to occur in their relationship. But at the same time, it's not the best thing, because I want to know the full part of you, the real you. I want to know the real you. Once I know the real you, I will know how to manage myself and how to manage you. Everything is about woman management. I should know how best I can manage you. I should know what trigger you off. I should know what I should not put to you. I should know what I should not say. When you say something, I should know how best I can respond back to you. I should know when to keep silent. I should know when to talk. When you are high, I should know when to calm down, to be a low person. And when I'm high, you should know when to be low, when to calm down and be a low person and accommodate me at that time. So all these, they will not be able to understand themselves if they are dealing with something distance relationship. But what we're talking about right now, before someone will get to the point, thinking, having that thought, even the thought will linger in your heart for a long time. How will I do this thing? How will I do this? You consider your wife. If I told you, it falls in the shoe of the man. You consider your wife. If I told you, it falls into the shoe of the wife. You consider your husband, and most especially your children. So most wives are in their marriages right now, not because of the husband himself, because of the children. In essence,
does it mean? Let's take for example. Is it a genuine reason for husband and wife to be in a marriage because of a child? Is it a genuine reason?
It's a genuine reason.
What if they don't have a child?
What if they don't have a child? I don't know how they're going to manage that. But at the same time, we know that everything takes the grace of God. So I don't want to also put God as a yardstick here. Let's talk about the reality of it, the practical of it, what has been happening, the real occurrence. Now, in a situation whereby, I'll tell you something now. For example, which has happened, and I was aware of it. In a situation whereby you have a good wife, supportive in every way, in every area, supportive, and you are the husband, you both love yourself. But at the point in time, what you know that your wife did not like you going outside with other ladies or having fun outside with other women. You did this, she called your attention to it. You said, no, it's not. But you keep doing the same thing. The same thing keep occurring. So at a point, you are not giving her a rest of mind. She's not happy about that, because this is something she has been talking about. She has been complaining about. You are saying you're going to stop it. This one is my friend. This one is just my relative. Different kind of lie upon lie. At a point, she did reach faith that for my own sanity, I want to live long. All these things affect women a lot. But women, we don't take it as if nothing has happened. But women, they take it to heart. It's affected to the brain. So, because of that, she said, okay, for my own sanity's sake, for the sake of my children, let me just leave you to what you want to do. What did she do? She excused her husband.
But in a situation of excusing a man, does it mean that is the way out? Are there no other things to be considered?
To her, that was how best she can manage the situation for her own sanity. And thank God she's doing well to herself. She's taking care of the children. She's doing well to herself. So before a woman can take that step, she will also have thought about it. And she said it also. She said she has thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And she said she has a good business she's doing. She can fend for herself, likewise for the children. If the husband wants to support, he can support.
But where is the space of the man?
That's what I'm saying.
She will definitely get to a point where she will need a man.
No, that's okay. You
because money can buy her everything.
It was also discussed. What you just said now, it was also discussed. She said for now she doesn't want any man, but she don't know, maybe for future, but for present now, no man in her equation.
From statistic, all over 10, if she's going to need a man, either because of the present situation and later on she thought of it that, okay, I need a man. Number one thing is the kind of man that comes her way. If she's going to get a faithful one, let me start from faithful one, it will be like 1 over 10.
And yeah,
That's being realistic. Because men are logical beings. If I want to do something now, I might have thought over it. Do I really need this thing for like 5 to 6 times? But women are emotional beings. As at that time that they need it is what they need. If a woman is correcting you that don't go out with your female friend, don't go out with a female friend, it is because of that insecurity as at that time, not because maybe that my female friend is my business partner or my colleague at work. They know that insecurity is what they are dealing with that time. So now back to what I'm trying to say.
before you go there, please let me quickly say something about what you that your example. If for instance your wife is not pleased with you going out with your female friend, let's say for example a colleague at work, she might have, women see the future from the present. They have that gift. For instance, now my own wife, if I have a female friend, my wife can read intention to know that maybe in the nearest future or in the nearest months to come, a connection might be between me and that girl and that female friend, and she will have warned me that be careful with that girl. So anytime at anything of such, I'm saying sign of such that want to happen, what would in my mind is that they have seen that they have already told me that this might happen. So I will always want to guide against it not to happen. So what am I saying? Listen, just to portray what you just said. So women deceive. So if the woman, not only because of insecurity, because they see far and they know what the agenda can do. They know what the agenda can do. If peradventure that colleague now happens to be a single lady, and while you are married, and if she know that you are happily married, your wife, you're happily married, you are a responsible man. Every woman wants a responsible man.
But going back to my question, if a woman should leave a marriage that is not toxic based on domestic violence, there's nothing like eating her, there's nothing like abuse in any form, and she leave the marriage because of the man having extramarital affair outside. Now the question is, leaving that marriage, is that the only solution?
It's not the only solution, but can also the man in question, can he stop having affairs outside?
Okay, now let's be realistic. We are both men. Let's be realistic. We are both men.
Yeah, I know.
Outside there, how many men can gladly say it? Even to pastors. To pastors. How many men can gladly say it that, oh, since the beginning of my marriage, it is only my wife?
I will answer your question, and I will use myself as an example. Typical example, no blabbling, no flattering. When I first entered my marriage, I wasn't faithful. I was because I still have girlfriends out there. It's very fresh. At the beginning, it is stormy time. I always believe that a marriage that can survive the first 2, 3, 5 years, 2 to 3, 5 years, the first 2, 3, 5 years, a marriage that can survive it should be able to survive the test of time. Should be able to survive the test of time, because at that time the wife is still very young, the husband also is still very young. He might be an adult, but at the same time he's still a young man in his young age. So if I say that the marriage, if you say the marriage that is just like that going smoothly, there are things that both the wife and the husband are managing underneath, that God has given them the grace to manage themselves well. And at the same time, I want to say something now. So if at the point we begin to argue on girls outside trying to infiltrate into the marriage, trying to disturb the peace of the marriage, I think if the man is in question, is the one in that shoe now, as in is the one bringing those issues into that marriage, not allowing peace to reign, then the man should check himself that those girls outside, are they the one I really want, or the woman I'm married to? So if you can answer that question personally yourself, these ladies, are they the one I really want? If they are the one you really want, then you need to just maybe you need to excuse yourself from the marriage and go back to them. I know that they are not ready yet. Maybe when you're ready, maybe you set in again. I don't know if that's possible. But if you know that, I think this woman it takes priority over them, then you need to adjust yourself to allow that peace to reign. So you will not get to the stage of allowing her to be thinking of what to do in terms of leaving the marriage.
Well, to be honest, I really concur with what you said, honestly. But the truth is, like you said the other time, test of time. Every marriage has what they are battling with. The fact they put on the same clothes, smile, sit down in the car together, doesn't mean there is no trouble around them.
Yeah.
But I just want to, from my own little idea, I just want to advise the audience that to any marriage, even a pastor, there will always be a test of time.
That's it.
There will always be storm. And once the storm comes, one thing I kick against from the beginning of my life is domestic violence. I so much kick against it. If you know you can beat very well, don't beat that woman. Go outside and beat a thug. Face someone or go into the gym. Go and meet people that are heavyweights. Tell them, oh, I just wish like testing if I can perform very well as a man by boxing. Then they will teach you. If you win, you can test. But you don't use your wife as a testing equipment. Because you are a husband doesn't mean you have the access to do all those things. Doesn't really give you a respect as a man. But as a woman, even if you notice that one, my husband is having a female friend, which I am not pleased with, find a way to be polite while speaking your mind. Because men doesn't like when you want to test to rub shoulder, trying to talk to them like a baby. No. But there are ways you can let them understand that, come, you are still my baby in this house.
Especially you African men.
Exactly. That you are still my baby in this house. I heard something recently that there are couples in UK whose man will pay for another girl or rentage outside. That would be another topic for another day, because I just imagine how the money we are collect never see rich. I will still pay your rent for outside. Now maybe you come. So now it is very good when the woman is polite, submissive, and prayerful. You can win your husband's heart back when you are very submissive and polite. Men doesn't like when they don't have peace at home. Men are like multi-purpose sockets. They just want everything to be attached to them. Very selfish in nature. When they married someone gorgeous that they like, but they still see someone outside, be like, oh, where were you when I was? It's a lie. It will fade away just like a flower.
That's it.
So as a woman in the house, be prayerful, be submissive, and when you get to a point that you can longer take it, seek counseling, go on a retreat, go together for vacation, read books together, grab books online and drop it on the table. Tell him that, oh, I just got this book and I wish we can both read it. You can manage the home successfully without not bringing in third party, without not thinking, because the truth is, if you go outside, the percentage of men that will ask you out is still the same thing.
That one has done the
Of course.
They have tendency.
And they have the tendency to do worst. Because a man will look at it that for you to live your troubled time, and my own wife at home doesn't live her own troubled time, definitely I can't stay with you.
That was one of the things someone told the lady I was talking about. That, do you know that even if later now you not say, okay, you want to give a man a chance in your heart, but for now she said no chance for any man in her heart for now. But if later you are still going to need a man because you're still in your early 40s, she's in her early 40s, so maybe you're 41, 42. You still have a long way to go. So you want to spend the rest of the years without a man? It's not possible. You are still going to need a man in your life. But how are you sure the man coming forth in future will not do times two?
He will even do worse. Because when a man is meeting you, he already know where he want to position you. That's a man. If I'm meeting you for the first time and you are thinking it is something very serious, it is a lie. Because I already got something serious at home. So any other thing will be casual. So if you see a man now, you leave your own marriage because someone is having infidelity or someone is having extramarital affair, you left that assignment that you could have dealt with and successfully gain an award, and you want to undo. There is a particular time you will need a man, either for the life of these children. In the life of your children, you will definitely need a man. And you can't gain a respect from your child if you are bringing in another father to come and bring him home or bring her home.
Or you
will never gain a respect from your child. That's the truth. Because especially from a boy child, they will see you as if you don't know what you are doing. because you are leaving my dad because of extramarital affair, and now you are doing the same extramarital affair. The day I will see another male friend with you, if as a mother or one way or the other, I will think deeply that definitely you are no. Let's be realistic. That's just the truth. If you are leaving my father because of extramarital affair, and now you are separating because of that same extramarital affair, you are now keeping a male friend. What is that definition?
You know what? I understand where you're coming from. I understand the angle you're coming from. But at the same time, I'm coming from the angle of the women. I'm coming from the angle of the women because I want to imagine the kind of trauma, that kind of behavior that the husband is giving to her. The kind of trauma, that kind of trauma that will be running in her head. That you cannot imagine that your husband, that you sleep on the bed, on the same bed together, that will kiss you, that caress you, that does the same thing to not even one lady, 2, 3, or 4 of them outside. And let's come to think of it. Maybe the affairs is not even protected out there. Maybe it's just raw to raw, and he will still come back home, still lie you down, still give you the same thing. So if at the end of the day she thought maybe my life is at risk, even if there's no violence, even this one is just a silent violence that is not being, it's not being allowed. So she might just say, okay, after so many deliberations, because I know the women know how to flog issues, so they will have flogged the issues, flog it. And if the kind of man is the kind of man, adamant man that they don't want to change, you don't want to change is not in the dictionary, then what else do you expect out to do?
But let's be honest, Bayo, if we have 10 men, 10 men, I can put it to you directly that 8 is having extramarital affair.
I'm not disputing.
Now, you see that too. Something is stopping them. It's either one, the environment is one, maybe because I'm a pastor and I don't want my even pastor said they not.
So the many two say
the two is either they don't have money, they are not complete as a man, or one thing is lacking, or they just deliberately say no.
So what is now the nature of men?
Now, it is in the DNA of a man and the way God produce a man. I don't understand because so many times the way God produce men, many times I ask myself that God, why have you not produced us that a woman will be the head over us, and they can just tell us don't do this, don't do that. The fact that we tell our women don't do this, they stand by it, and by the time they throw it to us, why are you doing this? You tell me not to do it. We find it difficult. Oftentimes, what we tell women not to do, we find it difficult to do it.
We find it easy to do.
Yes, we find it very easier, rather, to do it. Because telling a woman that, I don't like that your male colleague that picks you up from home and drop you in the evening, I'm not comfortable with it. We as well, we pick our female colleague at home and still drop back. And the same female colleague husband will still also tell the lady that I'm not comfortable with this guy that is married that picks you up and drop you back.
What about you having a female colleague at work and bringing food for you as a married man?
That I kick against. As a married man, you can't be
colleague at work bringing food for you.
I would totally kick against it.
So what about the other way around?
If a man is bringing food for a woman, what? Definitely something is good. What? He's the woman. It's the same thing. No?
So you're dropping someone at home. You're dropping someone at home. You're picking somebody up, dropping at home, taking from work back home or from home back to work, and food. They both work pari passu.
Anyway, we've said something very. It's just left for us to look into it. That there are solutions better than divorce or you break up. Like I'm not doing it anymore. As far as it doesn't come with domestic violence, which in my own little wisdom, I kick against. Other people might like domestic violence, but I don't like it. I don't like it, and I will not pray it happens from me, because I can't stand it when you attack a woman. Not even a small girl, talk less of any woman all over the world. I can't stand it. But to women outside, that is not a yardstick to live. Once it is not domestic violence, if it is infidelity, extramarital affair, you can deal with it. You can pray it out for the man, and the man will be like, how do I suddenly become someone?
I know it might be dramatic. The whole thing might be dramatic. It might be a trauma to the woman. The situation at that moment might not be something that can get you joy or happiness. Even when you see the man himself, you just look at him like this. But if, as you just said, you can pray it out, and also you can continuously talk it out.
Of course, you can work it out. You can go on vacations.
You can
read
talk
books
it
together.
out. Talk it
You
out.
can
Talk it about it.
go out
Talk it
together.
about it.
You can have picnic together. You can go for counseling together.
And
Of course.
When you keep talking about it, one day it will
Even the man will get fed up one
it
day.
will sink to the head. One day it will sink to the head.
And if you know that he doesn't want to get fed up, give back to many children for him. One's responsibility almost on his head. But anyway, that doesn't solve it.
Alright.
So just drop your comments on the comment section. We want to hear from your whole view as well. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to like and share. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. See you later.